Greetings of the day. In this video lecture for BCom 4th semester, we will go with the ongoing our unit number 3, that is valuation of goodwill. In the earlier videos, we have seen the theoretical portion related to the valuation of the goodwill. What we have seen is the definition of goodwill, what are the various factors which affect the goodwill, and thirdly, we have seen the reasons or what can be the necessity for the valuation of the goodwill. In the last portion, what we have said that there are 4 methods which are useful to us for the purpose of valuation of the goodwill according to our syllabus. That was average profit, simple average profit method. Second one was weighted average profit method. Third one was super profit method, and fourth one was capitalization method. With respect to capitalization method, we have said that there can be the two aspects for calculation of the goodwill using capitalization method. First one was average profit capitalization method, and second one was the super profit capitalization method, in which what we have recommended that if there is particular method is not given, then we should follow the average profit capitalization method. If the certain things are specified, then we have to perform our work according to the things. In this segment, we will see the formula related to first 3 methods, that would be simple average profit method, weighted average profit method, and super profit method for the purpose of the calculation of the goodwill. The formula for calculation of the goodwill in any of the method is quite simple. That is, for first one, simple average profit method, formula for calculation of the goodwill is average profit or average adjusted profit into number of years of purchase. Here number of years of purchase means till what time frame the company would enjoy the goodwill, that is represented here in the number of year of purchase. So the formula for calculation of goodwill, average adjusted profit into number of years of purchase. So here adjusted means what? Adjusted is usually referred to FMP, that is future maintainable profit. What happens usually while calculating profit, there are certain exceptional or abnormal items which are added or deducted from our profit. For example, loss on sale of machine. Is it an operating income? Definitely not. Loss on sale of machine or profit on sale of particular asset they are an abnormal items or exceptional items which are included into the profit and loss statement to determine accurate profit. But for the purpose of calculation of goodwill, we here need accurate operating profit. That is why we have used the word adjusted profit. That is future maintainable profit can also be here. So we have to take adjusted profit. Adjusted what? By deducting all these items. For example, any other things which is not related to the operating thing, or suppose that interest received, dividend received, all these forms the part of the abnormal gain. Similarly, there are certain abnormal losses which should be deducted, and we should get our average adjusted profit into number of years of purchase. Then how we would calculate average profit or average adjusted profit? The formula is quite simple. Total profit of the previous year, which is given into the question, divided by number of years for which we have taken the total profit. For example, if the profit is given for 5 years, it would be divided by 5. If the total of profit would be 5 lakh, so our average adjusted or average profit would be 1 lakh. In this respect, this is what is how we need to calculate average profit. Once we have calculated, then 1 lakh into number of year of purchase is 4. Therefore, our goodwill valuation would be 4 lakh. This is how simple is the valuation of the goodwill in the unit number 3 of our syllabus. This is how simple average profit method works in the calculation of goodwill. What we have to do? We have to calculate average profit. How we are going to calculate average profit? Total profit divided by total number of years which are there. Then second one is the weighted average profit method. This method is quite similar to simple average profit method, but here certain weights are assigned. to get the values in the proper term, because here we are just doing an average thing. So to improvise our result, what we are using here, we are using here weighted average profit method. How we are going to use this method? So the formula again for calculation of goodwill is simple, that is weighted average profit multiplied by number of year of purchase. Here only one word has changed. Here we have used an adjusted profit because it was simple average method. As it is here weighted method, hence we have used the word weighted average profit method. Here what we have to calculate? We have to calculate weighted average profit. Therefore, formula for calculation of weighted average profit is equals to total weighted profit divided by total weights. How we are going to calculate weight? So here year is equals to weight. Year represent weight. Suppose that we have been given 3 years. So 1, 2, 3. These are also the weight. Year 1, 2, 3. So weight would be 1, 2, 3. Profit would be for say 50,000, 70,000 and 80,000 for the 3 years. Therefore, weighted profit would be 1 multiplied by 50,000, 2 multiplied by 70,000 and 3 multiplied by 80,000. That is 2,40,000, 1,40,000 and 50,000. Once we get the total of these, 4,30,000 is our total weighted profit, which we have to take 4,30,000. This is our total weighted profit, total weight, total of this, not the 1, 2, 3 total years. We don't have to take. Here हमको क्या लेना है? Total of this weight कितना है? 6. 4,30,000 divided by 6. Whatever the answer would be, that would be our weighted average profit. We have put to this and we have to multiply it by number of years of purchase, which is given into the question again, and we can easily calculate goodwill on the basis of weighted average profit method. Remember one thing, though the exam is going on to the MCQ pattern, but these questions are very short to calculate. That is why we need to press on this. We need to understand how the formula works for this particular method, how we can calculate in very less time, because the time is quite less for attempting the question for university. So in this manner, what we have to do, we have to solve our question for valuation of goodwill. First method, that is simple average method. Second one, weighted average method. Now moving to the third method, that is super profit method of valuation of goodwill. When we speak of this method, the formula is again simple. Goodwill is equals to super profit into number of year of purchase. What we have to do here, we have to find out super profit, then again number of years of purchase is been provided into the question. Hence, we have to multiply it by super profit. So how we can calculate super profit? Then again, super profit calculation formula is future maintainable profit multiplied by expected normal profit. Again, future maintainable profit, how we can calculate? By deducting, adjusting our profit. If there is a certain abnormal gain or abnormal loss or exceptional item is there, we would add it or subtract it accordingly, and we would get our future maintainable profit by totaling it multiplied by expected normal profit. Then again the question comes that, sir, we have calculated future maintainable profit, but how we can calculate expected normal profit? Whether it would be given into the question? Definitely not. It would be calculated by us. Then what is the formula for calculation of expected normal profit? Is average capital employed into normal rate of return. Again, average capital employed should be calculated by us, whereas normal rate of return would be provided into the question. Therefore, normal rate of return, no question regarding to this. Then what is the prime focus in this would be the average capital employed. So how we are going to calculate average capital employed or capital employed? When it is been said that we have to calculate average capital employed, we have to divide it by 2. Or if there is an opening capital or closing capital employed, then we have to sum up them and divide by 2. Otherwise, we have to take half of it. Therefore, formula for capital employed is tangible trading asset minus external liabilities. So the question comes here, sir, what is tangible trading asset? While we were discussing on the definition of goodwill, we have said that goodwill is an intangible asset, which means that we cannot see the goodwill, we cannot touch the goodwill, but we know it has an existence. Same thing, what is an intangible? Intangible assets are those assets which we can touch, we can feel, and it has an existence. That is what is intangible assets. So what comes the question of trading them? Tangible trading assets means those trading assets which we usually trade, which is used for the purpose of operating activities, which is not of other use. That is what is tangible trading assets. Then second portion of formula, that is external liabilities. So here external liabilities means those liabilities which are not associated with the companies internally. It means that we have to omit capital, we have to omit reserves and surplus for the purpose of calculation of capital employed. Hence, two things are markable here in tangible trading assets, tangible trading assets, intangible and trading things, and in here external liabilities are only taken into the part of the calculation of capital employed. One point should be noted by you here quite importantly. Three items are to be excluded while calculating capital employed. What can be that item? First one is investment. Investment doesn't form the activity of trading into the business. It is done by the business to earn more income from other sources rather than their operating source. Hence, it should not be considered intangible trading assets. Second thing, intangible assets. As the name is directly seen by us that capital employed is equals to tangible trading assets minus external liabilities. Hence, it is clear that we cannot take any intangible asset. It can be goodwill, it can be patent or any other things. We cannot use these assets for the purpose of calculation of capital employed. Third thing is the fictitious assets. Again, fictitious assets, or we can even show those say miscellaneous expenditure, doesn't form the part for the calculation of capital employed for the business. For this, it was suggested to you while performing the capitalization method why we should try to escalate the super profit capitalization method, because here the calculation is quite long. See, first of all, for calculation of goodwill we have to calculate super profit. For purpose of calculating super profit we have to calculate average capital employed, and for average capital employed it means that there are 4 steps. With regard to others there are only 2 to 3 steps. So again, how we can calculate the capital employed? Here is a short question which I have put it on the board for your reference. What we have taken here? Building. So which value? At revised value. The assets which are given at revised value we have to take at revised value. If suppose the asset of furniture is given at book value, so we have to take it at book value. If suppose any asset with any asset it doesn't have provided the revised value, then at that point of time we have to take book value, otherwise we will take revised value. In these things we can say that all these are tangible assets. Building we can see and touch, machinery, data, stock, furniture and cash. All these are tangible assets, hence we have taken it. Second thing, in this there is no investment kind of things. All things are related with the operating activities of the business. Building, machinery, furniture, data, stock, cash and bank. Nothing is from the other sources. So building at revised value 3 lakh, machinery at 1,70,000. Again we would say that it is at revised value. Data at revised value 60,000. Then stock we would say that it is at book value, or say that is 80,000. Then furniture 30,000, cash and bank 1,75,000, cash and bank which you would not get book value or revised value, their value is stagnant. So in total our assets, that is tangible trading assets, how much? 8,15,000. Capital employed is equals to 8,15,000 minus what we have said, we have to take external liabilities. When we say that we have to take external liabilities, it means that we have to skip from balance sheet the liability section, that is first and second number things, that is share capital and reserves and surplus. After that, whatever the liabilities are there, we have to consider it. For this question, what we have? we have debentures, we have creditors and provision for tax which amounted to rupees near about 1,60,000. So 8,15,000 minus 1,60,000 is equals to 6,55,000. This is what is our capital employed for the solution. Once we get capital employed, we have to multiply it by rate of return. For say it is 10%, so future maintainable profit into 65,500. 6,55,000 into 10% is equals to 65,500. So future maintainable profit into 65,500. Once we get this, we will get our super profit. Therefore, we have to multiply that super profit by the number of years of purchase so that we can calculate goodwill. So this is what we have seen. We have seen three methods, that is simple average method, weighted average method, and third one is super profit method. All these methods are quite important for the purpose of calculation of the valuation of goodwill. In the very next lecture, we will see about the fourth and last method, that would be the capitalization method. Until then, stay tuned. Thank you.